Hey, it's Mr. Heimstead here. I'm going to show you how to create your puzzle cube assembly. First thing we need to do is select a new file, which is a standard IAM, standard assembly file. And what you need to do is then go to Place and bring in your first part. Hit Open, and there you've got your part. Right click, hit OK. Go to Place, Green Part. Click one time, right click, hit OK, place, orange part, and your colors can be whatever you want, place, red part, click one time, hit OK, place, violet part, click one time, right click, hit OK. I've got all of my parts in here. I can freely move them around, you'll notice, except for that blue part. That blue part is actually grounded at this point in time. The first part you bring in is always going to be grounded. You can unground it by right click and then check the grounded selection, but for all intents and purposes I'm going to leave this grounded. The next thing you need to do the assembly, you cannot just simply move things where they go and call it good, because they will move around freely, they won't look right. So what we need to do is we need to constrain it. And we're just going to be using two different types of constraints. One is a mate constraint, the other one is a flush constraint. The flush constraint, as you can see, will line up two sides. The mate will take those two sides and bring them together. So my first part brings this red part and it goes up and over this little section here. So I do know that this edge right here is flush with this edge right here. And now if I look at this from the right side view, you'll notice that these two are level. The other thing that I need to do is I'm going to make sure that these edges are flush. So I hit apply, and then I need to hit this flush with this. And now that these are flush, I can hit apply. And what you can see is now that this is kind of set. Now our next part is a little bit tricky because what we need to do is do a mate constraint, because I need the inside of this to match up with this part back over here on my blue section, which I can't see. But the inside of that is going to go to the inside of this. I will click here, hit apply. And now once I close this out, you can see that my red part is fully grounded or fully attached to this because I cannot move it anywhere. I can still move my orange part, my green part, and my violet part. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do the orange part next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again click constrain. My orange part, I know that the top of this is flush with the top of this. Hit apply. I know that the outside here is flush with the outside out here. I hit apply, and then if I want to, I can do the outside of this and the outside of this are flush, and I can hit apply. Now, is that fully grounded? Absolutely, it cannot be moved. Okay, next part, again I'm going to do flush because I know the top of this goes with the top of this. That's great. Hit apply. I know that the outside edge is flush with this outside edge. Hit apply. And last but not least, this outside edge is flush with this outside edge. Hit apply. I'm good to go there. My last part that I need is going to be this purple part. And again, I can just use the flush constraint for this one. If I make this edge flush with this, fantastic. This is going to be flush with this. That's great. And now, last but not least, I got to swing around to the back here and make sure that this edge is flush with this. Hit apply, and we're good to go. Okay, I can check my cube by checking all of my parts. I can click and drag. They cannot move. I've got an assembly.